this whole thing about mastering paradoxes, or what I call mastering duality. So one of the very, very unique features of the VUCA world, the digital age we are in, is that there are a lot of contradictory objectives. There are a lot of paradoxes that have to be that you have to work with. Growth, profitability, both is there. Strategy, execution, both are there. Short term, long term, both are there. Customers, employees, there can be a trade-off between them. You're trying to do the right thing for customers. It can impact the employees, because customer may say that, just yesterday or day before yesterday, we had this QBR with Cetera, and the customer is saying, oh, you know what? I actually quite like the flexibility of people working from home, because now they can support me at like very long hours. Yeah. Great. Yeah, customer is very happy, but is that necessarily good for employees? Not necessarily. Yeah. So you have a lot of these trade-offs. You have quality, speed. You want to move at speed, quality can get impacted. You want to have very high quality, speed can get impacted. Sales and delivery. You push very hard on sales, you have too much demand, delivery can get impacted. Or you focus too much on delivery, sales will get impacted. Man machine, of course. Product, services. Yeah, very important for a tech company. What is the balance you draw? Input, output, we just talked about it. KPIs. What KPI should we focus on? You focus only on the output KPI, you will build a crappy business. You just focus on sales and revenue and growth, you may achieve it, but you will have a crappy company, poor quality. For that, inputs are important. But if you focus only on the input metrics, then your output may be very poor. You may have no revenue and profitability, and the company will not survive. Yeah. Autonomy, governance. You of course want to give autonomy. In the VUCA world, you want to move at speed, but can you have only all autonomy? If it is all autonomy, then how will all of this come together? Finally, there are common set of goals. There is finally a customer that you need to deliver to. So there needs to be some governance. Learning is super critical. But if you spend all your time learning, where is the doing? Yeah. Or you're spending all of your time doing, where is the learning? Yeah. Innovation delivery, again, there can be like learning and doing, there can be a conflict between innovation and delivery as well. Innovation is absolutely critical, but you're spending all of your time innovating. Where are you doing? Yeah. Intellect, emotion. It's very clear that sometimes the intellect is very high, but there is no emotion. Will you be successful? If there is, and sometimes there is all emotion and there is no intellect, and it is all like this flow of emotions, and there is the thought process behind that tends to be not very structured. So you see, and there I could list, if there are 15 here, 20 here, I can list 20, 30, 50, 40 more. Okay, you see the point I'm trying to make, that there are in this VUCA world, you have to master duality. The last age was, see, when I was going through business school and learning, there was a lot of thing about trade-offs. Yeah, you define your objectives clearly, and then you say, okay, this is number one thing, this is number two thing. I will first do this, and it was like that. But in this world, in the VUCA world, it is becoming a lot more challenging. It is becoming a lot more challenging. Yeah, the need to address the contradictory, the conflicting objectives is very, very high. Is very, very high, and that requires a certain mindset. That requires it's a capability. It's a skill. It's a skill. It's a skill that needs to be mastered, of how you deal with that duality. How you deal with that duality. Many of our managers are not trained this way. They're not trained this way. Majority, and I'm not just talking about Incedo. And to succeed in this world, you need to be able to work at different speeds. I keep on talking about two-speed implementation. You need to be able to work at multiple speeds at the same time. And if you look at great leaders out there, a Jeff Bezos, a Bill Gates, Steve Jobs in his in his life, you will see this two-speed thing. They are able to work at different speeds at the same time. They are able to handle very conflicting, contradictory things and make sense of it in this world. Yeah.